The whole life is spiritual, so there's no need to divorce spirituality from the rest of what you're doing. And this is the mistake that many people make. Instead of understanding that we are spirits experiencing this physical existence as a learning ground, people think the world real and that they should dedicate certain amount of time, a day or a week, for spiritual progress to occur. This whole life is spirit, and spirit in this dimension manifests as energy. The most important thing is to watch your energy, to only take actions in alignment with the source so that you realize your nature. Actions that lead to union are the actions in alignment with the spirit. Actions that lead to exclusion, separation, and specialness, competition, are actions that lead away to the spirit and crystallize the ego. To get into the flow of life and realize your true nature, you must learn to take action only springing from the source, or at least in alignment with the source if you are still not feeling the connection to it, which you are part of. And to avoid actions springing from the ego, which again are about exclusion, fear, scarcity, and so forth. Even if you don't feel connection with the source, if you start having only good intentions, for example, wishing the best for everyone, even those that you perceive to be wronging you, wishing to see things in the correct manner rather than with ego projections, which is always the case if you feel negative emotion, and in other ways aligning yourself with the source will cause you to remember your true nature, to understand that you're part of the source, and then those actions, the actions that are in alignment with the source, will become natural for you. So at first it might be mind-based. You need to select the good over the bad. You need to see the best in every situation. You need to give the benefit of the doubt to people you perceive as wronging you. You need to ask the source to show you the truth about situations instead of negatively reacting to them. You should allow negative feelings and thoughts to arise instead of pushing them back to the background, away from your consciousness, so that they start dissipating, which will always happen if you don't attach to them. So taking actions as such eventually leads you to realizing your true nature, that you're part of the source. Choosing love over hatred, choosing union over disagreements, choosing to lovingly step aside rather than compete, causes you to flow in harmony with life. And at first, it's mind-based, but the flow is so similar to the real flow because it's based on universal principles that eventually you get plugged in to the real life rather than the false matrix, so to speak. It's the ego that creates projections and falsities, and sometimes what it shows to you seems so real, but if it's based on exclusion, separation, disagreement, dislike, be sure that the projection of the ego is involved. So when you see through these and similar ego tricks and allow the source to show you the truth about the situation, again, this starts aligning you with the universe and taking you away from the false matrix. The ego has many tricks up its sleeve. When people get into spirituality, when they awaken, the ego might draw them into some kind of group that thinks themselves more special than others. Or they can dress in a certain way. They can believe in a certain way, and then they would perceive others as wrong. This is again based on exclusion. So the ego has just taken that person back, away from spirituality. Ego also likes to spiritualize itself. The way to dissolve the ego is to allow the negative emotional and mental patterns to be in your mind without pushing against them, without wishing they're not there, without trying to do anything about them. Because if you're doing these things, you're directing energy to them, thus sustaining them. But if you just allow them to be and you focus on your body, that's what we do in spiritual support groups. We learn this very well. We direct our attention where we want it to be rather than allowing it to stick to beliefs and emotions, thus maintaining the ego structure. And thus, if you learn to not react to your negative emotions and thoughts and beliefs, memories, and so forth, and you just allow them to be without doing anything about them, eventually, without the sustenance of your attention and belief, they start dissipating, and the denseness of them is released from your energy field. It's actually still in the energy field, but in the form of pure potential rather than denseness, thus altering your vibration to the one that is in more alignment with the source, and therefore you start attracting better events into your life, more opportunities, and better suited people come into your life. The reason you might fail attracting good people or people who understand you is because deep inside you know who you are, but your vibration is so different because of your mental content that you end up attracting people of similar vibration of that of your mind, which can be totally not in resonance with you, or you might not attract anyone at all. But as you release these negative mental patterns, negative emotions and other toxicity accumulated from this life and past ones, you start releasing the energies that are not your own back into your energy field as pure potential. So you could say the energy is your own, it was just foreign in the way that it was in a dense form. And as you release it, it becomes pure divine potential. So it no longer obstructs who you truly are, which is the being of love. And you start radiating this magnetic power, attracting people that are loving, caring, good circumstances, and perfect opportunities for you. So this process is effortless. You should do less, then you should do more. It's not the ego way of struggling through life to get the stuff that others also want, so all based on scarcity and competition, but you just allow those patterns that are not you to dissolve, releasing the energy that goes back into your aura, so to speak, into your energy field as pure potential, attracting seemingly magical things, magical circumstances, amazing events, and good people into your life. So this is the way to flow with life. The ego always struggles against it. We can see that the way that it solves problems, it actually doesn't solve them. It maintains them, it creates further problems, it struggles against them. So that's the way that the ego works. But we are learning through our experiences, and to learn quicker, you might want to join my spiritual support group. We learn how to connect back into life and to flow with life rather than against it. And if you flow with life, the current is taking you to the things that are best for you with almost no effort or very little energy spent by you. So this is the new way of life available for everyone who is wishing to wake up and deepen their presence. Don't allow the stranger, that is the ego, to control your life, because like it's told in A Course in Miracles, ego actually wants you dead. And the dysfunctional patterns that people don't dissolve follow them to the grave, keeping their vibration very low and them not understanding why they attract difficult people, bad circumstances, and why they are stuck. So I invite you to join my spiritual support group, should you wish to do so, to learn how to dissolve this sick ego structure and to allow the source to direct your life and to guide you to the people, circumstances, and opportunities that are the best for you.